Welcome to the 15th video in the series of videos of Old Guys, Gentlemen Flippers. And I've run out of knives. I do have one on order, and if you listen, you might be able to guess where it's coming from. But in any case, while we're waiting for that to come in, I'll do a few videos showing you some of the sharpening techniques that I use. The last step that I use in sharpening my knives is this thing, and it is the KnivesPlus Strop Block, Sharpen Like a Pro from KnivesPlus, and it's $22.97, and it is well worth the money. It's just a wood block with a leather strip glued on, and then it's impregnated with this green polishing compound or green wax that has a micron rating of somewhere between 0.5 and 1 micron. And what that is in grit size is something on the order of 15 to 50,000 grit, which is a nice follow-on to the last Chaucera stone, which is 10,000 grit that I use as the part of the KME system. So when I come up here, one of the first things I do is, and this by the way is the Kaiser Duke's knife that was in the previous video, is I use this razor edge tester. It's designed by the people who take their edges seriously. It's $10. And the plastic reminds me of a Bic knife, so I'm not sure if that would work, but it has some design features in it that are pretty cool. The first thing you do to test it is you hold it at about a 45-degree angle, and then you hold your knife at a vertical to that and pull it across, and it should stick, and it does. So that's the first test of how sharp you are. The next thing it has you do is put it down with the edge up and pull it across the blade, and you shouldn't feel any roughness. And maybe I feel a little bit in here. The next thing to do is to push it, and again I feel just a little bit something in here. And what that probably is if you look back on this review, this edge right here is just slightly recurved, and so I had to use a jewel stick with a rounded surface for working on that. So that might be why that particular edge is not as good as it should be. But maybe we can make it a little bit better with this. Now what the strop block people do is they say, I think they say something like this, is that you hold it a little bit less than the angle you sharpened at, and you go ahead and pull it 4 times one way and 4 times the other way, and then you alternate. And I guess the theory is even though you're less than the sharpening angle, this is a little compliant, and so it'll come up kind of in a little bit of a convex manner and clean up any burr that's left. But what I do is kind of a combination of that. I made up these little wood wedges, and one is 19 degrees, one is 16.5. This knife is around 19, and so there's, as I said in the review, there's no flat here, which made it a little bit difficult on the KME, but I did figure that out. But for this particular exercise, there is a little bit of flat here, and I can use that. So come down at an angle. So now I know I'm pretty close to 19 to 20 degrees, and I'll do four like that. And I find this side a little bit more difficult. I think it's because my elbow doesn't bend well in that direction or something. I can do it, but I don't know if I'm maintaining the angle towards the last part of the stroke. But the blades turn out okay, so maybe I am. got a feeling there's a lot of forgiveness in the angles used on something like a strop block. Okay, so now I'll come down a little bit lower angle and I'll go ahead and do alternating strokes. Now the other thing I figured out was because of this little recurve in here, I can probably tip this, I'm exaggerating here, tip this a little bit this way and basically kind of use the corner to get that edge. I'm not putting that much pressure on this either. Okay, so now I come back, I bring this along here. Now it's super smooth. And then I always do the little cutting exercise, and I don't have a phone book. I don't know where you get phone books these days, but I do use Blue Shield Blue Cross, and they give me this nice little catalog, and that was a little rough. There we go. So, pretty sharp blade, and see if I can show that mirror finish. Yeah, I think one of the reasons why I like the mirror finish is I think it adds to the look of the knife, so that when you pull it out, when I'm looking at it, I guess I don't care about what other people think, is that I just look at it and go, this is going to cut what I need to cut. So that's it for this particular review. Hope you got some value out of it. And goodbye until next time.